long story short, anything you want to talk about, man? Anything that you want to give a shout out to? Obviously, your sponsors, Protein Snacks, Jack Links.
Corsair headsets.
Yeah.
Predator.
You could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, do that. I won't do that. But you can
Dallas
do
Empire, obviously. I mean, a big props. It's been a fun transition.
Yeah.
Like as a whole, like just in the grand scheme, like to see the CDL league and how it's come across compared from when I used to compete. That like everyone asked me like, do you miss playing? Like I don't miss playing. I miss competing. But I'm just jealous of like everything that people have access to now.
Yeah. Well, imagine how these people that are growing up in this thing are going to feel in 10 years when it's like the NBA and all the Scumpies and Claysters and Crim Sixes, Karmas, and you name it. All the players that put work into this thing will benefit in some way, but are not going to benefit as much as a 3-year-old that's running around right now.
Well, you're describing me now, right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
that's what I mean.
Like this is us. Like this is what we built most of what's there right now.
Yeah.
Like all this wouldn't happen without people like us and pioneers in the community that kind of pushed it to the next level. So
Correct.
It's just,
and look, granted, we benefited from it. You know, it's like obviously, right? But it's those who have come in the next 10 years are going to be the ones that truly benefit from like this opportunity because like all the building work is happening right now.
I just the only thing I would say like from a grander scheme that's not necessarily the most positive way is that people need to start treating this as a job. Yeah. Like I feel like there's a lot of players that are stuck in their old ways of understanding like like it's crazy like the amount of money that's flying around right now and from a standpoint of when we played and when you were part of like you saw it firsthand like we were playing for the pure competitive aspect of having fun doing it. And the money was like, as long as we got enough money to go by and support ourselves with, we're good. And now it's to a point where like people are doing, it feels like are doing less than when we did. Mm-hmm. Like they don't have that side aspect of like having to stream and content because like content was necessary for us to sustain, right? Like if we don't make YouTube videos or we don't stream Twitch.
You don't have that extra.
I don't have that money to live, right? Like because competing, you couldn't rely on that. Like that wasn't guaranteed money. Now they have all these contracts and guaranteed things, and it seems like they're willing to do less. Like that to me is a kind of like, and that's one of the things I think in the future it'll probably go down with time. Yeah. Like whenever the younger generation hopefully doesn't really kind of put on in those ways and see what it is for exactly what it is, and they get an understanding and they put the time in to really do everything and get the sponsors going. It's like it almost seems like they don't understand where the money's coming from anymore, and it just like grows some trees.
I don't even know where to like identify where that sort of mentality comes from, but it's everybody was treated like a star early on that they now feel like they're a star and they don't need to do anything besides show up to do certain things and do that. And you know, a lot of that has to do with the way that I raised my players too, right? Like I always treated hecz and Scump and everybody else like the superstars that they are, and then that sort of like made them, you know, now they're better, but there was that period in time in the years that we were doing this where they were like, I don't do that stuff. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I went like the first LA event, and I'm not just talking about my team. I'm talking about just in general, like the players. Like it's just the mindset, and like they asked for like someone on an interview, and they're like, oh, okay, like, bro, like. Where do you think your
money comes from, right?
Like your contract says you need to do those things for a reason because you're getting
and it helps you. You're in front of
exactly.
people. Helps your brand.
Like and
they don't get it, man.
Like what do you plan on doing when you're done playing? Like you need to build your brand. Like if you plan on staying in this world.
The people that worry me are the ones that have a small brand and they still act a certain way. You know what I mean? Like in no world would I ever not try to work on my brand or instill in my players that they got to work on their brand. They got to be in front of the camera as much as they humanly possibly. It's not. I don't know.
We were the best at that when I competed. Like we were always in front of cameras. Like,
always.
We loved it. Like we thrived on it.
Yeah, we had to. It's anyway. I guess we're building to build, and there's a saying out there, and I'm gonna butcher it, but the best selfless acts come from old people who plant trees who they'll never get to enjoy the shadow of. See you next time, Maddie. That was fire.